Yesterday was an incredible day in the Premier League. I told you guys that as of when we are game week 21, you saw the way the table is. Now we are game week 22. See the way the table is. Table change every weekend. The Premier League table change every weekend. Either you're on the positive side or you're on the negative side. That is the big team. You understand? So before we push further, please do to like. The more you like, the more YouTube recommend this video, share and subscribe. That's the only way you can support us. Please like. Thank you very much. And also happy Sunday to all of you. Yesterday I was supposed to come back and give my 2 cents about the Chelsea game yesterday, but I was not really strong. But now I'm active. I said let me do and also share my thoughts over other teams that played yesterday. First of all, I'm going to be starting with the Chelsea versus Brentford game. But before I do that, the Jeremy Jacquet, Chelsea is still talking. They are still having conversation with Rennes. Rennes is demanding a fee of £57 million to sign to get that guy's signature. That is, if Chelsea want to get his signature, Chelsea will have to pay £57 million. And the way things are going, Chelsea is not looking. Chelsea said they are not ready to spend such amounts in this January, but though talk is still going on. Let's see if Chelsea will pay £57 million or they will back out from the deal, or Rennes will take something lesser than that. Because looking at Rennes, they are not ready to let that young man go. So if they are going to let him go, they have to benefit. You understand? You see the problem? Everybody always benefit with Chelsea when it comes to signing of players. That was what Dortmund did to us in Jamie Gittin's case. All right, Chelsea Brentford. We won 2-0 at Stamford Bridge. It was not an easy ride. Take it or leave it. Winning Brentford is not easy. Though I will say I don't really enjoy the way we play, but you know, there's always a saying, who cares? After all, when we won the 2 Champions League game, we won the Bayern Munich and the Man City Champions League 2012 and 2021. Did you really play much? No, but we won the Champions League. You understand? That's one thing about Chelsea. Chelsea don't have to play much for us to get results. And looking at Brentford, we know how tough Brentford is. The last time they lost again, that was far back in December 6th. December 6th last year. Maybe the last time Brentford lose game for Premier League. From December 6th up till now, Brentford has been fantastic, even down to the point that they have to top us in the Premier League to tell you how good and how effective they are. You understand? So Chelsea getting a 2-0 win against Brentford was a good one. Though Brentford had chances. They had chances. They failed to convert their chances. And that is where the likes of Sanchez, James, and Tosin comes in. Kudos to Tosin. Though I know that people were not comfortable with Tosin, you understand? But nevertheless, kudos to him one way or the other in his own part. Then when Fofana stepped up, you can see the blockage. So yesterday they played their own game. That is the defender. They just have to play their own role to make sure that they get the 3 points. So the 3 point has been gotten. And truth be told, this Brentford game was one game that I was really scared of this game. That's why I never dropped a prediction. I never say, okay, Chelsea will win, Chelsea will do this. No. You understand? But truth be told, some people are saying it's not about playing beautiful football. Even though we don't play beautiful football, as far as you are winning, it's a good thing too, as far as you are winning. But sometimes too, you need some beautiful football to play other teams. Imagine you are playing the Champions League and you are playing team like Barca, and Barca is pressing you like Brentford, like the way they pressed us yesterday. Definitely, Barca, they are very clinical up front, and definitely they will take their chance. You understand? It's not that Brentford, they were not clinical, just that Brentford luck was not on their side yesterday. Let me use that word. But the truth about the matter is that, in respect of the fact that we might be saying, even though we don't play beautiful football, as far as the result is coming out, but even at that too, there are teams you will face that you will need to play a well-coordinated football for you to break into their defense line and get a goal. But nevertheless, a win is a win. That's the most important thing. 3 points is 3 points, and it has been secured. So we move over to the next one, which is the Champions League game that will be coming up this midweek and within the week. So it's not a bad one for us. So it was a very beautiful result. And we are going to be playing at Stamford Bridge again, which is we are going to be playing Paphos on Wednesday. We are going to be playing Paphos on Wednesday. After Paphos, the Premier League, our next game in the Premier League is against Crystal Palace at their home ground. It's not going to be easy. Talking about Crystal Palace, a whole lot has been happening at Palace. Even Oliver Glasner he's not comfortable with the way the club is. To tell you, every coach wants to succeed. Do you think he's happy with the fact that Palace have sold Maguire, they have sold Eberichieze, and Mateta is looking like somebody that wants to leave the club this January? So what's he want making work with? Then if care is not taken to Adams, Wattons feed the look before you go no, go in own. You understand? So for me, this is the best time to play Crystal Palace because they are looking weak. Since they lost Maguire, they are looking very, very weak. But nevertheless, let that day come first. It's a gradual process. We have a Champions League game to play to grab a 3-point from. Paphos, you might be thinking is a small one, but it's not a small one. But nevertheless, let me use the Chelsea tongue that we used yesterday. Who cares? Nothing concerns me. We don't collect 3 points. We don't collect 3 points. Whether they play well, they don't play well. 3 points is sure. You understand? And also, this illness going around the club right now, people are just falling sick. Not be seeing an injury. People are just falling sick because Estaval was not present in that game yesterday, and a lot of people have been asking questions. Why did this man not involve Estaval? He's not even on the bench. That's why I always tell people, don't conclude yet. Wait, after the game, you hear from the gaffer's mat. Because a lot of people were concluding that what did Estaval do to these coaches? First, it was Maresca. Now, Liam Rosinio. What did he do? So I was not in a hurry to say such word where I was watching the game, because I was very calm, because I know that something might has been wrong, because Estaval cannot give you that kind of performance in the Carabao Cup against Arsenal, and yet you don't field him against Brentford. No, it's not possible. You understand? So later on, the coach said that he was ill, that he was sick, it's not injury, that he has to watch the game from home. To tell you how bad the sickness do him, saying I watch the game from house. You understand? So everything will be fine. Everything will be fine by next week. So by next week, we should be having some good players around that will play the game. Then as for Kopama, well, let me just believe that the injury is still affecting his game. But truth be told, there are some, even though his injury is affecting his game, there are ways Palmer needs to play for now. It's going to take time. It's going to come up gradually. When he was on that pitch yesterday, Palmer hold onto the ball too much. He hold onto the ball too much. There are some 1-2 encounter that we needed to make. Whenever he get the ball, he slow the pace of the ball. Whenever he get the ball, he slow the pace of the ball. And the funniest part is that he loses easily. He loses the ball easily, and he slow down the pace of the tempo when we want to attack. Like Ingo hold ball before you go know they don't mark and come on. And no be saying Sabi mark collect ball. You understand? Let me just believe that the injury is still playing a role in his form. He grab. But nevertheless, we'll be fine. That's the most important. We'll be fine. Then talking about other teams, I was shocked that Liverpool failed to do justice against Burnley at Anfield. To tell you that Anfield now is no longer scary. Unlike before, there was time that Anfield was scary. Playing Liverpool at their home ground, you need to pray, you need to fast. I need to go and do Thanksgiving even before the game, because playing them at Anfield has never been a good thing. It's never easy. You understand? So for Burnley to get a draw at Anfield, they really tried. To get a draw, play Liverpool 1-1 draw. You understand? Zoboslai missed a penalty. Florian Wirtz scored the first goal. After that, Zoboslai missed the penalty. Then this guy, around 69 minutes, Edward equalized to make it 1-1. From 69 minutes down to 90 minutes plus, Liverpool were struggling to get a goal after them. So it was a very tough one for them. It was a very tough one. To tell you that Chelsea that won Brentford, Burnley, they really try. You understand? They try. Chelsea try. Then pushing for the Tottenham West Ham. Well, looking at Tottenham, Thomas Frank, I don't know. Thomas Frank, we were thinking that Nuno's job is at stake because at some point, I was saying that if Nuno failed to win Tottenham, by now, if you don't hear, Nuno and West Ham has parted way. Now, Thomas Frank, you are sitting at number 14 position, which is the worst position where Tottenham can sit right now. Last season was worse than this season. They sat at number 17 or B16, if I'm not mistaken. They were close to relegation. And the only thing that saved them for them to play this Champions League is because they won the Super Cup. You understand? They won the Super Cup. They won the Europa League Cup. You understand? They won the Europa League Cup. But Tottenham is not trying. At your home ground, now West Ham, use 9 minutes, bury you. It's not funny at all. Then Arsenal Nottingham Forest, it was a pass. In short, now Arsenal Nottingham Forest was more like a free, like Arsenal go and eat, but Arsenal seafood, they no fit chop again. Funny enough, I watched the first half of that game. Nottingham Forest pressed very well. They did not give Arsenal that space. They pressed very well. Then coming to the second half, the game became balanced. Because I later I went through the stats. Coming to the second half, the game became balanced. Arsenal was pressing. They pressed. Even their set piece could not save them. Yesterday. They tried. That is what I'm saying. When you have a particular pattern of doing something and people start studying it, it's very, very risky. Just say before they always loop and come close to the post. Now, when they loop and come close to the post, keeper now don't they find way they come out. Either they punch them or they catch them. And that is what happened in the Chelsea versus Arsenal game. After that mistake that happened with Sanchez, anybody that came in now, Sanchez either punch it or he catches it. You understand? So yesterday we wanted Arsenal to win that game, so that the gap will be much, so that we will be confident that yes, that this league is coming home. But I'm not still downplaying the fact that the league is not coming home. The league is coming home to Arsenal. But if they make another mistake again, there will be problem. They can't afford to draw another game. They can't afford to do that. And their next game is against Manchester United at Emirates Stadium. Manchester United now almost slaughtered Man City. Man City no serious. So if to say Man City serious by now, all this talk where Arsenal fans they talk now we still there on track now 7 points now. It go shock you if you draw another game. 7 points now. But if Aston Villa should win today, if Aston Villa win everything today, you people will be topping Aston Villa with 5 points. Shikina. Do you understand? You people will be topping Aston Villa with 5 points. But anyhow, good game for them anyway. They had a penalty because there was a handball incident that happened. Whether Ola Aina or one of these defenders, there was a handball incident that happened. And the ref VAR said it was a fair that I don't know how the guy decided is their thing. I don't know how the guy decided. But nevertheless, we move. You understand? So this week that is coming is Champions League week. Some clubs can't relate. Clubs like Manchester United. But man, you surprised me. Man, you surprised me. I'm not going to give you. What they just did, they just sit back, wait for the right moment, and they counter. And I guess that is what they will do to Arsenal. Once they go to Emirates, they will look for a way to sit back. And what the next thing they will do, they will counter. And if you look at the way Manchester United counter, the way they played yesterday reminds me of the Man U of Sir Alex Ferguson. That is the way Man U play. Counter football. They go counter you, run you down. I'm telling you the truth. That is what happened yesterday. But That's my 2 cents about all these games that's occurred yesterday. Sunderland won 2-1. They won Crystal Palace 2-1. So we are Crystal Palace right now. They are vulnerable, just like I said. This is the best time to play them. You understand? So who cares? We don't collect 3 points. We don't collect 3 points. Brentford need it easy. They always hook our neck. He need it easy. We don't collect 3 points. We don't collect 3 points. But even at that, we still need good football. You understand? Thank you very much. I remain humble boy Peters. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.